Hello again, guys, and this is race 2 from round 5 of season 3 of the Midnight Oil Racing League's GT7 Championship at Kyoto Driving Park, Yamagiwa-Miyabi. So being a reverse grid for this second race of the evening, Blood Diamond will start on pole with Pickle in second place, Jerry Smile starts in third, Clutch in fourth, Chuck in fifth, Mawson sixth, Dan Bailey starts in 7th, Ice Chanda in 8th, Wayne G 9th, Thomas in 10th, and Asbo making it for this second race of the evening will start in 10th. Vexed not making it back for this race. Right, let's get into it. Hopefully not going to be too difficult to commentate on this one, but you can already see it is quite dark out there. Some moves being made off the start. But Diamond does get a good getaway though. He's on the hards for this first in. Pickle there in second place. Well, Jerry Smiles in third. Gaggle of cars behind. Clutch at the head. So we have Clutch in fourth, followed by Chuck, followed by Dan Bailey. Winnie G manages to move through on Dan Bailey there up the inside, up into sixth place. Dan Bailey trying to come back though. Mercedes versus Dodge Viper. Wayne G will keep that position for the minute. Trying to pressure Chuck ahead. Dan Bailey there in 7th place. We have Ice Chand in 8th, and he has got that connection sorted now. That is good to see. Mawson now 9th. Thomas 10th. And Mawson having a look around the outside there. Opens the door up to Thomas. So Thomas is up the inside, but has nowhere to go. He just finds the rear of that GTR. And Asbo is still well and truly on the back of the field as well. Up under the rear wing there of the Toyota Supra of Mawson. Mawson, who has finally lost that position to Thomas, but Thomas unable to find his way past Chand at the moment. What tyres is Thomas on? So it looks like everybody, oh no, Asbo on the medium, so Mawson is on hard, so we have Thomas on hards, Ice Chand, Dan Bailey, Wayne G on mediums, Chuck hards, Jerry on the hards, and yeah, everyone else on the hards. So who is that? Clutch now in third place, being chased down by Chuck there in fourth. In fact, no, I think Clutch started in third, didn't he? I think he was down to fourth momentarily, but back up to third once again. As Wayne G has a look up the inside there of Dan... No, it wasn't. It was Jerry Smiles he was trying to have a look at. Dan Bailey as well. Dan Bailey up the inside of Wayne G. Dan Bailey retakes that 6th place. That was a good move there from Dan. Can he find his way past that Hyundai of Jerry though? Jerry looks to go around the outside of Chuck. Can't find his way through. Dan Bailey almost lose the position to Wayne G there. Still alongside. He's going to have the inside now for turn 1. And Ice Chand trying to get in the mix there as well. Ice Chand up the inside of Wayne G. Wayne G down to 8th place now as Ice Chand moves through into 7th. Oh, and Asbo has managed to get a move done on 2 drivers. So past Mawson, past Thomas up into 9th. And that Z4 has looked like a bit of a weapon so far this season. Could be a bit of an underdog. Used to be absolutely awful, so looks like maybe it's had a bit of a buff. If he can manage that tyre wear, Asbo could be a problem. And Wayne G almost losing the position to Asbo around the outside. Oh, it's Asbo almost, oh no he has, he's lit up the rear tyres and he's off into the grass. That's unlucky Asbo, and in fact I think Thomas helping him around, so Thomas has waited. That's unlucky. That is super unlucky there. So Blood Diamond still controlling the race at the moment with Pickle not far behind. Only about a second back, maybe 8 tenths. I think that's around a second. Definitely looks it. Clutch has started to lose the toe though. He's lost a few seconds to the top 2. Being pressured now by Chuck. But doing a really good job of covering off any opportunity for Chuck to be able to get a move done so far. But there we go, we see the move come up the inside into the hairpin. Clutch just left the door open, but then retakes the position, so getting the better exit. Chuck had to slam on the brakes there, almost into the back of the R8. Clutch doing an absolutely fantastic job at the moment of holding that third place, keeping everyone behind him. Well, managing to keep Chuck behind him at the moment, but there is a few cars in that train. As it looks like Dan Bailey having a look at the inside of Jerry Smiles in the background there, does get the move done. And Ice Chand looks to try and get the move done as well. But Clutch looking fairly confident at the moment, and he's just put in a purple sector, so only going faster on these hards at the moment. And actually manages to pull a few temps over fourth place Chuck, who's started to come under the attention of Dan Bailey. We have Jerry Smiles and Chand having a look at the inside now into the hard braking. So we've got Wayne G as well. They're trying to make it 3 wide into this right-hander. I think Wayne G had to back out there. Jerry, oh, that was definitely a slight tap there. Ice Chand and Wayne G managed to find their way through eventually. Jerry getting a little bit bullied out there at the moment. He's got Mawson now. Mawson up his inside. Jerry down to 9th. That's unlucky, Jerry. Thomas now in 10th, but he's putting in purple sectors as well, so really doing his utmost to try and get onto the back of the field once again. Still a long way to go in this race, not even halfway yet. And Asbo down in 11th now. He's got his work out for him. Needed to try and stick with Thomas, but I think Thomas had just pulled away too quickly. Blood Diamond still there in first place. Still the fastest lap on lap 2, 2:21.092. But probably fairly conscious that he's got to try and make his tyres go the distance, because the mediums and the softs fade in very quickly on the Mercedes. Still out on the hards, but how long will he take them for? I think ideally he wants to run them for about 15, 16 minutes. It's a personal best sector there for Jason. Now Pickle doing a good job of holding that second place. These two drivers do have quite a sizable gap over the field now. Clutch has just started dropping down the order. Managed to get back past Mawson, it looks like, in the background. Yeah, there's a gaggle of cars here. And a bit of a battle. Wayne G there in 4th. We got Clutch behind Ice Chand in 5th. Clutch defending to Mawson. Mawson has a look up the inside. Clutch manages to keep the position. That R8 actually looking like a really good car at the moment as well. They did break another car that they broke at one point. But it looks like it's definitely become competitive once again. Clutch having a decent outing this season in it. Obviously one of our newest drivers, and only just switching over onto the wheel in this season, season 4. 3, 4, 3. Season 3, round 4, round 5. Oh no, as he does get a little bit wrong though on the exit. Oh, just lighting the rear tyres up. That's unlucky. Clutch loses the position to Mawson, but then coming back alongside once again. So yeah, doing really well at the moment is Clutch. So Ice Chand now back on home Wi-Fi instead of McDonald's. Currently sat in 5th place, looking really smooth out there as well. trying to put Wayne G under some pressure. Wayne G opts in for the mediums in the first stint. It doesn't look like it worked out too well for him at the moment. He's managed to make up a few positions, but still currently only sat in fourth. I think he would have liked to have been a bit further ahead than he is currently. Chuck. Chuck looking to try and close the gap to Pickle ahead in the Porsche. Well, that Porsche, if it has had a nerf, is still not doing too badly, so... Can Blood Diamond try and convert this lead that he's managed to pull out into a win? We'll have to wait and see. Slowly approaching the halfway point of this race. We're going to see if we can find any notable battles on track. So here we go, Wayne G under pressure now from Ice Chand. Then mediums maybe start to come to the end of their shelf life. This is where the hards are going to start to come into their own. Ice Chand has a look up the inside into the hairpin and does get the move done. So yeah, Wayne G possibly suffering now with a bit of understeer. When will he decide to pit? He's going to be going for the undercut. How early will he go? Oh, Ice Chand! Ice Chand with a huge moment there, keeps that GTR going, maybe losing a tenth to Wayne G that he'd started to try and pull out. Started to try and create a bit of a gap, and in the background, Dan Bailey looking like he was having a bit of a moment as well. His tyre's not looking too bad at this stage. As Wayne G tries to close up and return the favour. And there we go, we do see him enter the pits now, so he's going to be getting rid of their mediums. Seems like a very early pit stop for Wayne G though. He's going to be going on to the hards. I feel like he could have taken them mediums for a lap or two longer. But Ice Chand up into fourth now, in a bit of free air, and try and work on the gap up ahead to Chuck. Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey has got Thomas for company now. Thomas has managed to find his way past both Jerry and Mawson. Up to 7th now for Thomas. How long can Dan Bailey keep the Mercedes ahead of that Ferrari? The Ferrari on a bit of a charge at the moment. He's actually managed to take the fastest lap now on lap 5 at 2:19.9. Where did he find like nearly 2 seconds? Lap 4 was a 2:21.233, and he's managed to find nearly 2 seconds somewhere. And look at how close he is to Dan Bailey now. He's closed right up onto the back of the Mercedes. Putting in purple sectors once again. I think it's only a matter of time before we see Thomas try and set a move up on the Mercedes. Here we go. So closing right up to the bumper of Dan Bailey through that last right-hander. Is Dan Bailey going to cover the inside here into the hairpin? And he did. I think he had no other option. Had to try and keep the car as central as possible, but not give Thomas enough room up the inside so as he could go for a move. Will he have a look around the outside now? And he does, through the final turn. Oh, Thomas! does manage to get it done around the outside there. So close on the exit, tiny little bit of a knock between the two cars. And Dan Bailey tries to have a return move into turn one. Manages to pull alongside the Ferrari once again, but has to duck back under the rear wing. Can't quite find his way past. And Thomas manages to pull a couple of attempts. He's just very good at breaking the toe super early, and well, you saw how big that gap was in lap one. So Ice Chan is now onto the back of Chuck. Takes a slightly wider line through this sweeping left-hander. The sun starting to make an appearance. Have they started to reel in the top two? The top two still doing a good job at the moment. I think Blood Diamond probably in at the end of this lap. I imagine Pickle will follow. Chuck could probably afford to stay out for longer, but I imagine he'll follow the cars ahead. So let's have a look. Blood Diamond coming through the final turn now. He should surely be heading to the pits with how low fuel he has. Yeah, there we go. He dives into the pits. Pickle will follow, as will Chuck. Chan's in. We have Thomas in. Dan Bailey, Mawson. And there we go. Wayne G. Will he manage to come through? How many positions can he make up here? So I think, yeah, you can see the cars coming out just ahead. Is he going to manage to get through? Oh, that's the slot. Oh, what is that? That was some crazy reactions there from Wayne G. Has to slot his way through the pack as they re-emerge onto the track from the pits. Oh, Blood Diamond off onto the grass there. Almost losing the position to Chuck. So Wayne G back up into the lead of the race. It looks like he's actually been conserving them tyres. But the guys behind him surely will all be on a softer compound. So Chand is on the mediums. A big slide there from Chand, which has lost him a tenth or two to the Supra. Blood Diamond now third. Only losing the lead of the race after his pit stop. So driving a really good race so far is Jason. He's got Chuck for company there in fourth place. And in fact, the top five very close indeed. Pickle there in fifth. They have a bit of breathing space back to Thomas there in sixth place. Dan Bailey's in seventh. We have Moulson now eighth. Clutch is running in ninth. We have Jerry Smiles 10th and Asbo down in 11th. So how long can Wayne G keep that Supra ahead of the cars behind that are on the medium tyre? Chand tries to have a look around the outside. Maybe looking for the better exit, looking for the switchback. Also under pressure from Blood Diamond. Oh, and Wayne G's gone deep. That has allowed Ice Chand through up into the lead of the race. Oh, in fact, no, they're still side by side. They're almost three wide here as they're going to come into the final chicane. The little weird chicane there, but no, Ice Chand does get through. In fact, three cars getting past Wayne G now. Wayne G down to fourth place as Ice Chand, Blood Diamond and Chuck all managed to find their way through. Wayne G, perhaps the on their strategy was a bit of a mistake once again. Down to 5th place now as Pickle manages to edge ahead along the straight. And Blood Diamond has a look around the outside of Ice Chan. Ice Chan covers the inside off, hugging the apex there. Blood Diamond will surely have to duck back in, and he does, ducks back into the slip. He's got to be careful here. He has got Chuck waiting in the wings there as well, and Chuck will pounce if he sees an opportunity. And maybe after the contact that they had around Grand Highway, perhaps there's a little bit of a rivalry now between Chuck and Blood Diamond. Ice Chand leads the way at the moment, managing to take the lead from Wayne G. He just has to try and manage his tyres, because the Mercedes tyres will die a bit of death, as we have seen. But Jason's really got a bit of a fight on his hands at the moment as well, in a really good position, but also he's going to have to really try and conserve them mediums. Just under 5 minutes to go on the compound though, so hopefully it's not going to be too much of a tall order. So Ice Chan has been unable to break the toe so far. Probably wants to create a bit of a breathing space back to 2 and 3, but yeah, can't get away at the moment. Blood Diamond still holding that 2nd place. We've got Chuck there in 3rd. Thomas is now up to 4th. He's managed to get past Wenergy. Wenergy down to 5th. Pickle still running in 6th place. Dan Bailey's there in 7th. Mawson 8th. Clutch 9th. Jerry Smiles 10th. Asbo 11th. So can Thomas catch the top 3 and make it a 4-way battle for the podium? Ice Chan takes the fastest lap there as Thomas steals it in the background. 2:19.431 is the fastest. Oh, in fact, Mawson takes it away from Thomas with a 2:19.431. And Ice Chan does now have that breathing space that he so desperately needed. So Blood Diamond, only with the defensive battle on his hands at the moment. Oh, Chuck goes deep onto the grass. Keeps that RCZ going, but he might have dirty tyres come into this braking zone. And actually has lost a tempo. Oh, he's got half a second as well, Chuck. That is super unlucky for Chuck. Now being hounded by Thomas. Thomas has closed right up to the back of that Peugeot. And it looks like Blood Diamond closing up to the back of the GTR as well. Thomas is up the inside of the RCZ. Chuck now down to 4th. You see Thomas definitely on a charge here. I think Blood Diamond and Ice are pretty conscious that he's bearing down on them. Not wanting to battle too much though. If they open the door there, Thomas will surely manage to find his way through into the lead of the race. So kind of an exciting battle now heating up at the front. How long can Ice Chan keep Blood Diamond behind him? Doing a grand job at the moment as the sun has started to show its face over the tops of the trees. In the background there, Thomas with a very high line there, but that gives him such a good exit here up the hill. Really closing up onto the back of the Mercedes now. Nowhere to go though, just finding the rear wing and the rear bumper. Can he have a look though here up the inside through this left-hander? Oh, does manage to somehow find his way through there. Jason just gonna have to sit behind. Maybe Blood Diamond's tyres have died a bit of a death now. Is he going to be in danger from Chuck? This is going to become the final lap now. Can Chand hold on? He's got that very rapid Ferrari of Thomas bearing down on him. Thomas putting in purple sectors as he goes. We're going to have to stay with these two guys because we are coming into the final sector for the final few turns now. Can Ice Chand hold on to the lead of the race? Can he turn it into a win here? Thomas is trying everything that he can. Thomas wants to try and make it the double. Can he do it? Looking very close indeed now between these two guys. Oh, Chand. It looks like Chand has done enough to defend. They've only got one more turn after the exit here through that last little chicane. Thomas looking for the cutback. Can he get the better exit through the final turn? He's going to be putting alongside Izzy. No, he has to dart back in under the rear wing. It's going to be a photo finish between these two. And in fact, no, it looks like Chand does take the checkered flag there. Thomas second place, Blood Diamond third, Chuck will be fourth. We got Pickle. Pickle takes fifth in the end. Dan Bailey sixth, Molson seventh, Wayne G eighth. Clutch. Clutch will take ninth. Jerry Smiles. And actually, Asbo not too far off at the end there, so managing to close back up again towards the end of the race. Jerry Smiles tyres, that front right, nothing left of it. He'll take 10th. And Asbo 11th in the end. Well, that was it, guys. That was it for round 4, round 5. We'll be back again next week, same time, same place, so stay tuned. Goodbye.